Hello everybody, it's Final Rich here with Vinyl Fine 63, I believe. How's everybody doing? I have some really good albums here. I have three by three artists. I believe it's the last albums I need by them. Pretty much the last albums I need by them from the 70s. First one here is Muddy Waters, Can't Get No Grindin'. This is 1973. I guess a couple of his late 70s ones, I think one of his late 70s ones I don't have yet. But anyways, so much for... This is a good album. It's not his best, but I dig this album. I have it on CD. It's got a couple of songs that aren't as good as the others, but overall I like it. It's a good beer drinking music. And it comes on that 70s chess label. Now this one here is Miles Davis Big Fun. It's a promo. Got the promo sticker on the cover, which is a pain in my ass. Really cool. I always like this gatefold. And I always like the inside also. Really cool. This is outtakes. It's kind of a comp. Well, it's not a comp, but it's outtakes from different... I think some of them go back to even Bitches Brew. Maybe some from On the Corner periods. I always liked this album. Cool album. It's 4 sides and it's 4 songs. One song, side 3, is Go Ahead John, and that's a reference to John McLaughlin. Just play that guitar, boy. But yeah, it's really good. That best period of Miles. There is one album, a live album. It was released only in Japan, and I'll probably pick up that because it is available now. And this is on the regular Columbia, 70s Columbia label. Excellent shape. As is that Muddy Waters. And this is definitely the last Herbie Hancock I need for the 1970s. I am not sure how to pronounce this. Mwandishi. Whatever, you know. Really, this is a good album. I had never really heard this album before. Classic stuff. Just a great lineup. It's that lineup of his before that Headhunters lineup. I think they made like 3 albums basically with this lineup. And this, I believe, is the first. Sextant, and then Manchild, I believe. And it is in the original reprise sleeve. And why am I even showing it? It's on a Warner Brothers. It's Warner Brothers. This beautiful Warner Brothers on this beautiful vintage. No, it says Warner Brothers on here. Wow, this is Warner Brothers. I thought that bird... I'm not very prepared for this video, as you can see. So those 3 kind of complete my 70s, but it turns out, no, there is one more Muddy and there is one more Miles. This one here is the second album by Canned Heat. This is one of my favorite bands from the 60s. You know, that junior high period of mine. I like I mean, I like the Beatles and, you know, all those. But some of the other bands, I really dug this band. The first album I ever bought by this band is Livin' the Blues, which had Going Up the Country. And that was a good album. The first side is one of their best sides. The second side is really psychedelic. The third and fourth was a really long jam live. This was the second album I bought back then, and I was kind of, I'll say, I was disappointed back then with it. I do like it a lot more now, but it's not perfect. Side one is darn near perfect. But side 2, it starts off with Amphetamine Annie, which, it's okay, but that whole, I don't know, it's kind of hokey. And then the last song, Fried Hooky Boogie, or what was that? Refried, and they did a Woodstock Boogie, and I just didn't like that song. I mean, it's overplayed. That but yeah, side 1 is great. Side 2, those 2 songs. It's on Liberty, and it's on this great vintage CTI inner. Now this one here, I was really glad to get. It's the first album I have by this band on vinyl, and it's The Small Faces, a U.S. pressing of There Are But 4 Small Faces. I'm on immediate. I really like this era of Small Faces. The early era, that beat music, that I'm getting to get into it more now, but I never was a really big fan of the early Stones and all that early, even the first 2 albums. I think it's way overrated. But yeah, this has got some good Itchy Park, Tin Soldier. I mean, songs that I'm familiar with. Great album. I'm sure the track listing is different than the UK, but whatever. And it's on the Immediate label. Very cool. A local band here from Downey, the Blasters. They played with they came out in that 80s, late 70s, early 80s punk rock scene. They were a rockabilly band. Phil and Dave Allen were the core members. But yeah, they had some, that one guy, Steve Berlin, plays sax. He played sax with Top Jimmy and the Rhythm Pigs. And I believe he plays still with Los Lobos. But yeah, they came out of that. The first song, Maria Maria, it just comes out so fucking blaring. I never really got into this album because of that, but it's a good album. I'm not the greatest, biggest rockabilly guy, but I do dig some, you know. And this is a classic, better than a lot of the 80s stuff. And I believe it's on Slash. Yeah, it's on Slash Records. Great LA punk band label. And now these last 2, I was really stoked to get them. There was actually 3 at the record store, and I did not get Volume 1. There are 3 double albums, and there was a Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3. And I skipped on Volume 1, and it's because it wasn't in very good condition. In fact, there were scratches on it, so I passed. And I'll just probably pick it up on Discogs. But it's Captain Beefheart and the Magic Band. It's Grow Fins. Really cool. It's like an anthology. I believe it's mostly unreleased stuff. I haven't really got to dive into this. Each one had this book with it. It's the exact same book. Pretty cool, like 20, 30 pages. I'll show some of but I'm not going to show the whole. It's pretty cool. And I believe it's a bootleg, unauthorized. This is what the labels look like. Guess this is side B. I don't know, it's pretty weird. And this is what the Volume 2 looks like. Almost the same, but if you look real close, it's from the same photo sessions, but they are different. The backs and the inside's a little different. But yeah, it's really cool stuff. It's Captain Beefheart and his Magic Band, Grow Fins, Volume 3. And what are the dates of this? I know it said. It probably said on the book. But yeah, like I said, I really haven't delved really greatly into this. But man, I was jazzed to find this. I'm a big Captain Beefheart fan. And it covers his, I think, all the way from 65 all the way to like 82. I know it said somewhere. Let me see if it says on the book. I know I read, oh, here it is. Grow Fins, Rarities. 1965 to 1982. Yeah, I was right. Really cool. Captain Beefheart Rarities. I was jazzed to get that. I kind of regret not getting Volume 1, but I'm glad I didn't, because I'm not going to play an album that has scratches on it, I mean, quite frankly. Anyways, take care, guys and gals. I did get some VCLT, and I will be showing that in my next video. Take care.